Hello there. I'm Nick Williams, and you are watching Medicare Pro TV. You're actually watching Medicare and Coffee, which is from my Medicare Pro TV Facebook page. We also have and this is important for you to know because we want your business too. This isn't all about just entertainment. It's about making money. But we have a MedicareProTV.com where you can go and get quotes for your Medicare and stuff like that. But I'm going to go right into this today, and I'm going to show you guys something about, I have the Medicare savings section of the show, and where I'd like to talk about saving money, and I believe that there are so many things that you can do that would save you money, but here's one that's costing a fortune. Now, this is my favorite breakfast place. I'm omitting the name, but I will tell you I found a replacement place, and I'll tell you the name of that place. And I don't think they'll mind that. But I would never badmouth a business on the internet because it's a great restaurant. But my goodness, if you look at this receipt that I show here, you'll see that this omelet that I got was a $15 omelet. It was basically a $15 omelet. And if you, again, look at the receipt. My total with taxes are $1.40. So it wasn't quite 15, say $14-ish. My math is horrible, but adding it up real quick, we're somewhere right around there. And so I ended up at $18.88 for an omelet. And that, to me, is outside of the range of reasonable. Excuse me. And in addition, I will add that I had to leave a tip. And I know that these individuals work hard and their career is based on tips. And some of them are career. And they're career waiters or waitresses. You see people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and they're still waiting tables. Or maybe they've come back to that, or maybe some things didn't work out and they have to do that, or maybe they want to do it. Some people just want to be active, but nonetheless, I like to leave a decent tip. $5 is typically what I leave, and in this case, it was at $18.88, and I was like, man, $5, that would be $24 basically, rounding it up there, for an omelet, and you can see here some coffee, a cup of coffee. I just can't see that. I gave a $4 tip. I still gave 20%, or a little over 20% actually. But that's just outrageous. Now, in their defense, you can see how they did it. They charged me $10, $9.99. They're still doing that. I even do it with products I sell. I put $9.99, or, I use that 9 as a... It might be $495 for one of the products, and I do have them on some other platforms that I have, products I sell, they're $495, but which you could just say $500 and make it simple, and in this case it's $9.99. That's a lot better than $10. Having said that, as you see on the receipt, it's 75 cents for the onions, 75 cents for the bell peppers, 75 cents for the tomatoes, 75 cents for the salsa, 75 cents for the cheddar cheese, 75 cents for the sour cream. Now, this is a great omelet, but that's not acceptable. That's it. Okay, and the salsa was, it was in a little cup. They used to give big portion sizes, like big cups, the little black cups with the little clear plastic lid. So they used to give a big portion there, but they're not anymore. It's like the little black cup container is half the size. It's ridiculous. And so the sour cream and the salsa come on the side. And it's just too much money for 75 cents for that little tiny bit of salsa and that little tiny bit of sour cream. It just is not acceptable. So again, at a certain point, you get like, well, wait a minute, what's reasonable to pay for a cup of coffee and some eggs, basically, an omelet? It is a good omelet. but it's just still, I'll tell you what, it's a matter of principle. It's not a matter of can you afford it or not. It's a matter of principle. So that's that. I'm just not, I may go there once in a while, but that's not going to be a regular place for me anymore. It's just not going to be. And because I can't see paying for an omelet, and even if it's a good omelet, for omelet and coffee with the tip, I'd be at $22, $23. That's it. So it was actually $22.88 is what I paid. $22.88 for coffee and an omelet. It just is crazy. It's just outside of the realm of acceptable for me, just as a matter of principle. I go to Costco and I buy, I guess it's at least 3 dozen eggs. I think it's more than 3 dozen eggs. But I paid, like, I don't know, $7. I mean, that's for like 30 some eggs. And I guess if I go there and get an omelet, I won't get 6 items that cost 75 cents each, which is really what they're going towards. Again, in being fair to this restaurant, and I didn't show the name or anything, so there's no slander, but being fair to the restaurant, they've changed their menu. They don't have the package deal omelet where you get the Mexican omelet with the salsa and the cheddar cheese and onions and jalapenos. They're just saying you build your own. So it's still a bit high for me because I like all that stuff. And but I will tell you where I found, because I'm here in Greenville, and if you come into Greenville, there's a bakery called Strassner's, and they have a breakfast area, and they've got outside tables. They've got a open area. It's indoors, but it's got a lot of glass, so you can sit out there and you get a lot of glass and a lot of glass. You get a lot of sunshine, and then they have an indoor area, and it's never too packed. It's just a great place. They don't do breakfast on Sundays though, so they're not the Sunday breakfast place, which is kind of weird because I would think bakeries should be open on Sundays, because I grew up in Baltimore, and thank God I live in Baltimore. I live in South Carolina now, I should say, because that city's just too busy for me. I kind of come down to South Carolina. I've been here for 20 years. I've got children that have lived here for basically their whole lives. So getting back to Baltimore, I would go every Sunday and get donuts with my friend, a very good friend of mine. I would stay over at this friend's house often on Saturday nights, and on Sunday mornings we would go and get donuts for the family. So he was a very, very close friend, and so I was there quite frequently, and so I went and got those donuts quite frequently. Dunkin' Donuts Sunday morning, and it was just. It was a ritual, but I just can't imagine a bakery not being open on Sunday. Moving on. Okay, before I move on, I have a favor to ask from you. I need you to you can like the video, and I want you to like the video, but I need you to like the MedicareProTV Facebook page. If you like the video, I'll send you an invite. It'll come from either Nick Williams, me, or it will come from the MedicareProTV. I don't know what it says when it invites you, or just go to Medicare Pro TV Facebook page and like the video. I mean, like the station, or whatever you want to call it, the Facebook page. That makes a big difference for me. And I'm going to do this show regardless, because I do enjoy this. It's something I have multiple channels where I make different shows, and this is new, so it helps to get out of the gate strong, and I would appreciate that. And let's see. That I can see that omelet costing $18.88 with some coffee, and that's taxes as well. So so in fairness to them, it's 17 something, because it was $1.40 in taxes. But if it had, like, I don't know, truffles in it, something like that, but it's just a bunch of, onions and salsa and sour cream. And they're charging 75 cents for each of those items. Strassner's Bakery. That's where you go. You get an omelet, and the omelet and coffee. And they have a couple little like shortbread cookies or something. I don't know exactly what it is. And fruit. And it's $9 about. Oh, here's the thing. You pay at the register. You don't even give a tip. There is no place to give a tip. They don't serve you. You clean up after yourself. So you're at $9. I can't remember exactly, but $9 and change maybe. And you're out the door. And it's a good omelet. It really is. So Greenville, South Carolina, go to Strassner's, get yourself coffee, an omelet, a couple cookies, and some. I don't even eat the cookies because they're real small and they're not real sweet either. So it works. But nonetheless, I try not to eat any cookies. I don't even eat fruit because of the sugar in it. I know that's weird, but I don't eat any sugar. I try not to. And I'll tell you something. If you want to explore something, and if you're an extreme person, stop eating sugar, stop eating beans, stop eating starch, rice, potatoes, all those things. Anything that is starchy, stop eating it. And bread, stop eating bread altogether. Just make your eggs. And put some eggs and bacon and steak and ground beef. But I don't even eat like carrots and stuff because they're sweet vegetables. I know this is crazy and I don't expect you to do this, but it makes such a dramatic difference. And I'll explain this another time. I don't want to dwell on this. I hadn't even planned on discussing it. But you immediately start losing weight, and it's extremely effective for inflammation. And inflammation is a real killer, and people just don't know it. So just looking at my notes and my next topic, because I got to move on because I'm starting to ramble here a little bit. I think it's really interesting how people on Facebook, they have you have a lot of married people that are friending people of the opposite sex. And this is just funny. Do what you want to do. I'm not the moral police. I just can't imagine my mom and dad like my dad friending women and chit-chatting with women on Facebook. my mother would have been like, it's my stepmom. She's been around forever. She'd have been like through the roof. I can't imagine her friending a bunch of guys on Facebook, chit-chatting. A bunch of guys. They're old school. I have a lot of that old school in me as well. I just don't see it. I don't know. Facebook started as, I think, family, which is perfectly fine. Uncle Bob, cousin Sue, whatever, friend all them, but maybe even, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you the story. I'm not going to tell you a long story. Friend of mine, his wife met one of her high school flames on Facebook. Next thing you know, I don't need to tell you the rest, do I? He's not married anymore. That's disappointing, isn't it? It's so disappointing. So I was going to say, hey, even friend some of your old childhood friends, if they're of the opposite sex. But really, that's where people get in trouble. It's like, hey Susie, how you doing? So good to talk to you. Remember when? It just doesn't make any sense. But again, I'm not the moral police. And I'm simply saying it's kind of odd, don't you think? It's a little bit strange. Oh, I don't know. I want to tell you something else. If you have, now I'm going on to, I'll call it the tech section of the show, even though most seniors aren't into tech stuff. But this is important because if in fact you have, let me see here. I still got the green light. You do this type of show, and sometimes I've actually done the entire shows where I finished the show and I never went live at all. It's just ridiculous. Cheers to you, and enjoy your coffee this morning. So here's the tech pointer I'm going to give you, and this is a money saver. Okay, when I first set up my where I currently live, my internet and my router, my Wi-Fi, I had that blue Linksys box. A lot of times people just have things, especially older folks, they'll set up what is given to them by the company when they come and install their stuff. But if you want Wi-Fi, you may find that's not going to work. So I'm going to tell you what will work that can make a dramatic difference. So let's say you like to go in the other room, like sit at the kitchen table and with your laptop or whatever, or in your bedroom with your desktop, and you just don't get a good signal. And it's so annoying. Now, this may not apply to you, but you'll have a friend who says, man, I can't get the signal. Am I over here or over there? Or maybe their phone doesn't work when they're in the back of the house. So, again, it's annoying. It's frustrating. I'm going to tell you one way that you could possibly alleviate that. Now, I had that blue Linksys box. You know, it's like a standard product. It's blue Linksys. They sold bazillions of them. And it just wasn't getting them. 2 rooms back from where that Wi-Fi router sat, it just wasn't working. So I bought this contraption. It's like it looks like an alien, doesn't it? And you can point the antennas to get maximum range or direction, But this thing is ugly. It really is. It's really ugly. I set it inside of a case that was, and I had a glass door on it, which wasn't the problem because I set it on top of this counter initially. One thing that you can do if you're, okay, and I'm going to get to the solution, a possible solution. One thing you can do is set it up higher. So if you have a higher place to set this item, that will help your signal get to further distances. But this is the solution. And look how, wait a minute. Yeah, okay, here it is. And look how streamlined, look how good it looks. This is Google. This is the Google Wi-Fi. And let me see, can you see it? Okay. It's Google Wi-Fi. It's an attractive little thing that works extremely well. It's $99 for one of these. I got 2 of them. So I put one at the base location. So you just buy one. Now, if you've got a big house, you can buy, again, a real big house. You can place them in different areas and just dramatically change the whole dynamics of the Wi-Fi in your home. I got one, and it improved my signal to my office. Okay, so it's a back room. So it improved the signal back here. But again, that was just having the one Wi-Fi pod or whatever you want to call this. It did make a difference. But I still needed it to be even better because every once in a while the signal still wasn't where I needed it to be. And that was perfectly fine for my cell phone, and everything was perfectly fine. But I do a lot more activity on my computers and going live and different stuff like that. So I got a second one for $99. So you can buy a set of 3 for it's a package deal. Maybe $199 for 3 of them. I know this isn't cheap, but think about all the frustration that you have. All the frustration when you can't get a signal. Some things are just worth investing in. So I got one, and then I realized, I'll get another one. I just plug it in, and it's like set up like that. So it's so nice to have Wi-Fi that works like gold, and it just makes a big difference. Let's see. I want to go to, let's go to the news. I haven't, I don't know if today is the best day for news, but I'm going to go. I'm going to try to find, it anyhow. And I'll go to this senior newsletter. We'll just randomly find a senior newsletter. Senior community service. No. Senior Spirit. Okay, this is from the Society of Certified Senior Planners. Senior Spirit newsletter. Okay. All right. You know, it's funny because you get the same articles over and over. Everybody does the same article 10 times over. All right. Should you retire when your spouse does? Let's take a look at that. Come on. This is the Society of Certified Senior Advisors. Should you retire when your spouse does? I'll tell you a mistake people make. They retire at age 62 and they start collecting their Social Security. If you don't have if you're not healthy, do it. If you don't have longevity in your family, do it. By longevity, I mean people living an average lifespan that is significant, say in the late 70s or at least, or that's determined by the individual, I suppose. So, here's what happens, and I've seen this happen over and over and over. You have to remember, I've had thousands of clients that were seniors over the years. I've run big agencies where we had, so I literally have had exposure to thousands and thousands of seniors. I've been in thousands of homes, and I know these stories. I understand how this works, but somebody retires at age 62, you collect your Social Security, depending on your assets or your income, you may be stuck. You may not have health insurance. That Social Security check is going to be much lower. It increases by about, I think it's, and I could be wrong here, but it's significant. It's like 7% a year. Somebody correct me on that. And I'll put it in the notes to get you accurate numbers. But that would be like 7% one year, then 14%, then 21%, the growth of that Social Security income. It is a big, big difference waiting. You should actually, if you can, you keep working until you're 67 or 68 or 69 because the jumps in your income are quite significant. So if you don't have to take it, don't take it. Trust me on this one. And I'll get those numbers. I'll make a note of that. And I'll get those numbers and show you those numbers. If you're taking it at age 65, relax. You did the right thing. But this is just maximizing it. Okay. Now, let's see. Couples often take their leap into retirement together, but there may be a better approach. 1 in 4 couples exit the workforce within a year of each other, according to research. But this planned symbiosis, I cannot pronounce anything. I think I told you I had that Invisalign. So it's like in my teeth, there's actually plastic. I'll show you how that works another time. I'll show you, and it's never too late to do that. But again, that's a different conversation. Isn't this what you waited for to begin a new phase of life as a couple? Just as you face so many other joys and challenges, many husbands and wives have planned this moment for decades, and it's true, they have. Eagerly anticipating time shared with family and friends. Let me tell you something. The people that are happiest in retirement are the people that tend to be very active. They've got, either they still work or they've got strong family obligations that get them up and moving. You can't sit down. If you're sitting down, get up. Others have looked forward to more time together, free from the stress and confines of the work environment, but most have never stopped to consider the financial implications of such a move. Know your savings number. Part of the problem is that many couples haven't looked ahead. In a recent Fidelity study, Fidelity being Fidelity Investments, 46% of baby boomers said they had no idea how much money they needed to have saved for retirement. Couples should use a retirement calculator, such as this free one from T. Rowe Price. So, making a note, what you do on these retirement calculators, and I used to be extremely heavily involved in financial planning. Basically, what they do is, what you'll see if you go to T. Rowe Price and check out their retirement calculator, is you'll see the amount of assets invested at, say, 4% interest, the amount of assets you need to throw off, the income necessary for you to live every year. So it's simple math. If you had $1 million and it was 4% you're throwing off, you're working on $40,000 a year income off of that $1 million, and you never have to, shall I say, you never have to touch the principal. That's not really correct, though, because see, your assets will go up and down. There are ways to do it, and I do know some of those things. I do know a lot of those things. I spent years and years with the Principal Financial Group, which is a very high-end financial planning firm, so I can help people. And I've done a lot of seminars where I've helped people with this information. So I'm going to check that retirement calculator out, and I'm making a note of that. And then, again, I don't check out this news until I get here with you. So I got to make notes as I'm doing this, so in future episodes I can give you more information. But the retirement calculator isn't practical for many people. It's not necessarily practical for you if I'm talking to you and you're age 65, 67, 70, to look at that retirement calculator at T. Rowe Price and then realize that you don't have enough assets. Well, it's kind of too late to save a bunch of assets. So really, a lot of these retirement calculators are for a younger person. But I'll find some additional information there on that. So again, it's about having the conversation and running the numbers to see what it means for one person to retire and what it means for two individuals to retire. It's a big deal here. So if you're approaching retirement, I mean, you need to check those numbers out. Let's see. It can make a big difference in your savings if even one of you choose to work a little longer. A 2018 study found that by delaying retirement for just 3 to 6 months could impact your standard of living in retirement as much as saving an additional 1% of income over a 30-year career. That's interesting. If just one of the two spouses puts off retirement just 3 to 6 months, that could impact your standard of living as much as saving an additional 1% of income over a 30-year career. That's an interesting number. Unless couples are the same age and in the same health, it usually makes more sense for one person to retire earlier. And that's a big deal. If one of the two is going to retire if one of the two has a health issue or something such as that, it may be for the health insurance benefits that you may have with a corporation, maybe for a lot of reasons that you would want to alter that plan. So, and if the one person is working, they're saying that it's going to preserve assets. Another number to examine with care ahead of retirement, especially for any spouse who makes significantly less, is Social Security benefits. Generally, the younger you are when you start taking Social Security, generally the younger you are, the less you'll receive. We know that. Spouses who retire at the same time as their older partner may lose peak earning years. So, oftentimes men marry younger women. That's changing now in a large degree, but men marry younger women. So the man retires, the woman retires because the man retired, and that causes an imbalance in her income that had she just stayed that extra 3 or 4 years working, that could have made a dramatic difference. Your Social Security benefit is based on your 35 highest earning years. If you have less than that, those years will get filled in with zeros. For that reason, women usually benefit more by staying on the job, according to a recent study. Additionally, if you continue to work until age 70, instead of retiring at 62, Social Security rewards you with a bonus for those additional years. If you retire before full retirement age, which there's a sliding scale. Years ago, like I have to be age 67 to get full Social Security benefits. That's for my age. So it's a sliding scale. Benefits are reduced a fraction of a percent for each month before that date. If you retire after, you may be eligible for retirement credits that increase your benefits up to age 70. Let's see. There's a Social Security benefits chart. We'll check that out another time. Okay. And they go into health insurance, and that's a big factor. You know, and sometimes you just say, we're okay. We don't need a whole lot. We're happy. You know, I found oftentimes that people, again, based on my experience, and I have enough experience that I can say things and be confident in accuracy. But those individuals that have the simpler lifestyles tend to be happier in the retirement. Now, that's not the people that are busier when they're younger tend to be happy. So it's not that somebody is just sitting back doing nothing. I'm not referring to that as a simpler lifestyle. People that work hard and have a mission that they achieve that mission. Maybe they raise children, help with their grandchildren. These people have a mission. And then they retire and they stay active. These people, they do tend to be happy. But people that tend to complicate things, buying bigger homes, wanting to buy things they can't afford, like an RV that's really not in the budget, that complicate things or need to buy these things. People that need to buy these things, that still are trying to keep up with the neighbors, they tend to be less happy. They just do. The person that can go out, do the yard work, enjoy their flowers, sit on the porch, relax, go to a social event, attend things with their friends, they tend to be happy. The ones that are still trying to buy things, still in that consumer stage, they tend to be stressed out. They do. So, okay. Okay, nearly 6 in 10 working Americans want to keep working past traditional retirement age, according to a 2017 Gallup poll. That can mean working part-time, there you go, or taking on a less stressful position. There you go. Those are good ideas. I had a client who was 85 years old who was painting houses, climbing a ladder. I think I mentioned this on another episode that I did of Medicare and Coffee. All right, let's go back and see if there's any other articles here. By the way, this is a holiday, and I'm doing this show on a holiday because my daughter went to Alaska. Yeah, you know, on Memorial Day, you're supposed to go to the beach. Some members of the family went to Alaska and took my daughter with them, and so I'm kind of home alone. so, and I don't plan things very well. I don't plan. It's like I don't take the time to call friends and say, hey, what are you doing? Because I'm like home alone and I like to, check things out. And if I called them, they'd be like, come on over, Nick. And I'll do something. I'll maybe catch up with my youngest son or something. As a matter of fact, I am going to see him today. But it's not like I have a big outing. I'm not going on the lake. I don't have anywhere to go. I'm not going to the beach. I'm just here. I'm just here. And I enjoy being here. So, all right. Ways to generate passive income. Well, there's a lot of ways to generate passive income, but I'm not going to get into that. Apple Watch Series 4 for older adults. You could buy an Apple Watch. Probably is a good thing. I don't know. But I'm not going to read an article about it. New cholesterol recommendations focused on personalized care. No, I'm not going to read that. Are changes in government benefits for older Americans on the horizon? All right, this is good. All right. You know what? Let's see this. I think I already read this article. All right. Again, our changes, my nose itches. Are changes in government benefits for older Americans on the horizon? Okay, with Democrats back in the House majority, will they, and Republicans agree? Okay. Older Americans are in a uniquely powerful position to influence public policy. They are the fastest growing age group in the country, maintaining a 75% growth rate versus less than 10% for other groups. That's a big deal. There's 11,000 seniors turning age 65 every day in America. That's amazing. They also vote for more than any other demographic and more consistently. So it's a powerful voting bloc. The sheer number of older voters gives them a strong voice, making Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid crucial issues in political discourse. All right, I don't care about the politics. I just want to know. I do care about the politics, but I just want to know, are your benefits going to change? Okay. There is speculation about a meeting of the minds between Republicans and Democrats on numerous policies of concern to older Americans. Here's the thing. It's impossible almost unless they backdoor it, for politicians to take anything away from seniors. Because if they do, if one party does, the other party will scream, they're throwing Granny off the cliff. They've done that. There was an election, I remember, you probably remember this, where they showed somebody running up to a cliff. This, I believe, was a presidential election, and pushing Granny off the cliff. That's unacceptable. It's just... I was going to say, is that unacceptable or what? But no, it is unacceptable. That should be illegal. Fear tactics should be illegal. These politicians are the dirtiest people on earth. And don't think they care about you by any means. All the stuff they say, that's just for your vote. They don't care. They truly don't. There was something I saw the other day where... Yeah, okay. In the Obama administration, they wanted to ban pizza from, I don't know about ban it, but just limit like pizza from the menu. Because pizza is a big school food. Okay, I'm talking about school food, school cafeterias. And there was a company out of Wisconsin. And you can Google me on this to check, but I'm pretty sure I'm accurate. Doesn't matter which state, but I'm pretty sure it was Wisconsin, but they had a company there called Swan. And that company provided 70% of the pizza for schools. It may have been in that state or it may have been in America. I believe it was much more than that state. Swan is a big, big operation. But so they're supplying pizzas all over the country, basically. So they got pizza because of the tomato sauce on it classified as a vegetable. So to get around the rules, they could sell pizza. Pizza was excluded from this equation. So they were trying to improve the lunches. And you know, it's just the congressman or whoever, senator, it doesn't matter. Just a politician from Wisconsin was obviously approached by this company. Or who knows? Okay, I'm not going to say they were obviously approached by the company because I have no idea what happened. But this congressman pushed for this language in the bill. And of course, at that time, the president signed it. So which makes you wonder, why don't these people just stand up and say, I'm not signing that? That's stupid. Pizza is not a vegetable. Every person on earth, every person, even little kids, if you showed them a piece of pizza, they could be 5 years old. If you showed them a piece of pizza, they would say, that's not a vegetable. Or if you have to ask them, you'd have to say, is this a vegetable, Junior? And they would look at you like, no. It's not green, red, yellow, or, you know, that didn't grow in a tree or in a plant or out of a garden. It's not a vegetable. But yet they get this stuff pushed through and they sign it. It wasn't like that politician gave a rat's backside about the kids in school. Just did not care at all. That didn't factor in at all. It was completely irrelevant, the children's health. That company did not care at all. And I don't think half the politicians that endorsed or signed the bill, and maybe even the President of the United States didn't care at all. It's crazy. I've been saying that a lot because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. All right, so we're still going. I'm still live. Let's see. It's been 40 minutes. I'm about ready to end this. You know, I'll get to this next time. 40 minutes is a long time for you to be here with me, and I appreciate you watching. I would even appreciate you more if you would like the channel. It would make it would mean a lot to our success. So go to MedicareProTV Facebook page and like that Facebook page. That makes a difference. It makes a big difference. And if you need some insurance, let me know. That's one of the reasons I'm here. So I put this show on and, you know, do something good, and maybe karma will reward me. Okay, listen, I'm going to let you guys go. I do appreciate you, and I'm here to help you in any way that I can.